Welcome to The Woman's Hustle, Thrills and Spills of Entrepreneurship. This show is going to take you on a journey into the dynamic world of female entrepreneurship. In this show, we're going to celebrate victories, navigate the challenges, and embrace the roller coaster ride of building a business. We're going to dive into the stories of women who have dared to strike out on their own as they share their experiences, insights, and lessons learned. So, whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or a seasoned business owner, join us as we explore the hustle, the thrills, and yes, the spills of entrepreneurship. Let's get it. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to The Woman's Hustle, Thrills and Spills of Entrepreneurship. It is your girl, Coach K Transforms, and yes, I'm back with another informative session. Y'all know what we are here to talk about, the thrills and spills of entrepreneurship as women. I am super honored to have my guest with me today. I'm going to allow her the honor of introducing herself. What's going on?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Please let the audience know who you are, baby.
Hi. Well, my name is Lori Watson. I'm out of Peoria, Illinois.
I love it. I love it.
Entrepreneur.
Yes, she is definitely a serious entrepreneur, y'all. We met last year, and look, the energy has been amazing. Y'all know I am bringing women on here that are ready to talk about their thrills and their spills of entrepreneurship. And this episode is going to be no different. So, Lori, please let us know, for one, how long you been in this entrepreneur game?
Oh, wow. Literally 20 years.
2 decades,
Yes.
y'all. Super excited to get into that. So let us know, serial entrepreneur, some of the business that you have.
Yes. So I would say I started out 20 years ago doing a lot of, I've always worked the 9 to 5.
Right.
So it's always been just side hustles and hobbies of doing, baking, selling dinners at some point, and even crafts as well. So I was doing crafts and oils. So that took me all the way into, I don't give away my age, but
hey,
it's taking me into, my adulthood. So
I love it. I love it. So let us know, like, what is the primary business that you have that is actually your baby? What's the big baby?
Yes. So my established business is Vitality Wealth Solutions. So I am a life, health, and retirement specialist,
Nice.
insurance broker, and I pretty much help families. I help empower them for their journey financially. Helping them figure out setting the future financial foundation, putting into place, not just life insurance, but things that having, living benefits and making sure that, they don't have to worry about, God forbid, if something happens to me today, what is my future looking like tomorrow?
Absolutely. So I know the backstory behind that, right? I want you to kind of share with the listeners a little bit of the backstory that what made Vitality Wealth Solutions what it is today, because we share that similarity, and I definitely want you to share that with the audience.
Oh, wow. Yes. So even getting into entrepreneurship, like I said, working that 9 to 5, I was working my job throughout 3 weeks shy of 7 years, in the last 7 to 8 years now, where when COVID hit, I actually lost my position. And that was a real eye-opener to me because, we're conditioned to work that regular, we're conditioned to go to college, get a degree, you got this great job, you've reached different milestones. So I took it pretty hard when, I'm thinking like, wow, you guys are going to let me go over certain things. And so, I didn't let it worry me because I ended up having my side hustles to fall back on.
Right.
And I thought, I took a little bit of time off and realized, you know what? I'm not going to let anybody else have that power over me to where they can just take away, my position that I worked so hard for and spent thousands, almost $100,000 in school just to have this degree. And so I took that same energy that, I was working for, as we say, the man.
Yeah, the man.
I took that same energy and put it into my own self, put it into my talents and things that I had been doing over the years as side hustles and try to promote those as a business. So it held it down for a good while, all of the end of 2021, all of 2022. but I still wanted to be able to serve people in a greater capacity. At that time, I was, making different teas and holistic remedies, hair oils, beard oils, and even working with essential oils, a whole overall
y'all hear that?
holistic thing.
Do y'all hear that?
And a lot of that had to do with my own spiritual journey, because I was trying to debunk and unravel all of the things that I had been conditioned, to do in life. Like I said, going to college and getting a degree and this. So it was a reality check for me, because I'm like, you know what? Obviously, that wasn't the way. I was always, trying to battle. I want to be the employee of the month, or I want to, do a good job, boss.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, I want to do a good job for myself. And so I just started to really do a lot of self-reflection, which is why I was utilizing those essential oils. And I'm like, well, it's helping me. Now I want to help someone else, So
I love that.
Using lavenders and eucalyptus and, just different herbs that really help ground me.
Yeah.
So that held me down for all of 2022.
Listen, y'all. Did y'all hear what she said? Like, everything that she said really just falls back into her personal purpose, right? And y'all know I talk about that often, right? We want to start businesses so bad. Everybody want to start a business, but if that personal clarity is not together, if that personal purpose is not established, if you are just unsure where you want to be on a personal level, you are not ready to start and build a business, right? But everything that she said, even with Vitality Wealth Solutions, even with her essential oils, even with everything, it all aligned to her, for one, taking care of herself first. And let's talk about this, because nobody's saying that y'all can't go out here and have jobs. Nobody is saying that y'all can't work a 9-to-5. I had a 9-to-5 as well. I say our stories are similar because I was also let go of my job just shy of 7 years. So we connected just based off that alone. But also understanding that I didn't want to go back and work for the man, right? But in 2019, you'd have never told me that I'd be an entrepreneur. So I tell that story, and I'm glad that she's sharing hers, because nobody is saying that you cannot stay in corporate America. But just like her, she had that corporate job. And when she was let go, because we know they will let us go at the drop of a dime, she has something to fall back on. That is the importance of having multiple streams of income. And I just love that she is like the poster board for that when it comes to how I feel about it, right? And also aligned with your purpose, because she was using the stuff for herself and she wanted to give back by helping others do the same thing. I think that's amazing, girl. Like, you so dope. I love you for that. But we can't talk about entrepreneurship without talking about like the struggles, right? Because we all have them. I think that what has happened in society is, even when it comes to entrepreneurs, all we see is the good things. We see the people talk about how they're building these incomes fast and how they're doing this. Let me tell y'all something. That is all marketing strategies. I'm not saying that people ain't making money, because there are successful millionaires out here, but you have to remember what they did to get there. And a lot of times they don't talk about the back end of how they had to get there, the days that they wanted to give up, right? The mindset that they had to recondition, themselves into. Because if you are operating in that outdated mindset, baby, you ain't ready to be no entrepreneur. You is not.
You are not lying. That is something, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I cried every day.
Yeah.
And heck, I cried this morning.
Hey, period. You feel me?
Because sometimes you really have to, every day is a self-reflection.
Absolutely.
And so I always tell myself, you gotta grow through what you go through. Because, had I not gone through everything that I went through, I wouldn't have never had the faith to just step out and say, you know what, I got this. I'm tired of being stuck, but I know being stuck is not going to be forever. And a lot of times too, we often think that, man, I see somebody else, I see them doing so much better. They're doing what I want to be doing, or they did it. How can I do it? You don't really, especially if you've never been taught, you don't know what you don't know.
Absolutely.
And so if you've never been taught that you can have faith and make a business for yourself, it's okay to connect with other people and just step outside. I really believe you really have to get by yourself to really find yourself.
You do.
Because, it's okay to, you talk on the phone with your friends all the time, or you got, maybe you hang out with your friends, and people, they're going to want to hang out with you more
Of
often.
course.
But when you're going through the journey of transitioning as an entrepreneur or transitioning from a 9 to 5 into being a full-time entrepreneur, you really do have to get connected with yourself to know what is your purpose, you know?
You do, man. And listen, y'all, family and friends is cool to hang with and do all of this, but when it comes to your business, you have to find people that are also on that journey. They don't got to be selling the same stuff, but you have to find people that are also on that journey, because there are going to be ups, downs, all around, obstacles, setbacks, all of that stuff. And you have to have somebody to be able to have those conversations with. If you're going to talk to your cousin who has never started a business, who has no desire to start a business, and you're going to talk to them and be like, man, my business did this, I didn't, and they looking at you like, and then now you in your feelings because you wanted them to be that receptive and supportive person, but they don't know how because they ain't running no business. They ain't starting no business. So you have to find those people. And I know it's hard. We get into the habit of wanting to be around the same people. We don't want to get uncomfortable. I no longer operate in that no new friends and all of that, baby. I'm all about making connections every day. Don't a week go by where I ain't made a new connection with somebody. But that's because this mindset has opened up to say, you won't grow if you don't keep looking for people to help you grow. You want to be in spaces where people are doing better than you. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like that's an intimidating factor for you, baby, that's some personal reflection that you're going to have to look into, because you should not want to be around people that are less successful than you because you are in your feelings because somebody is more successful than you. You know what I'm saying? So since we're talking about that, like, I really want to talk about, a thrill that you had, right? You have been on this journey for 2 decades, you know what I'm saying? And even though the multiple businesses, whether they are active or inactive, and you're revamping, relaunching, I want to hear some of the thrills behind, some of the stories that you have. I'd love to hear a few of them.
Yeah, some of the thrills that I've had, I can honestly say, like, once I got Vitality Wealth Solutions up and going, that was a thrill, being able to have my official page going, just being able to, get accredited with the Better Business Bureau.
Yes.
That was a milestone there, to see the certificate.
Absolutely.
Just being able to make connections and even connecting with you, like on a podcast, the first podcast that we did on
Empire Real Talk. Y'all go check it out on YouTube, baby.
Yes, definitely wonderful sessions,
Yes.
So it just felt good to be able to say, wow, we have the first steps when we're starting our business, and you get your LLC and your EIN, you got all the basics, but to really see it start to come together and to see the reviews that, hey, I have been helping families, and, it feels good. So
Absolutely.
that's definitely a thrill of mine.
I love that. Reflection is always critical. And we ask our clients, we ask past customers and stuff like that, because I do it. I probably should do it a lot more. And I'm just going to be so real. But because my purpose is so deep with it, I don't think about asking for reviews and stuff. I get them. And like I said, I'm getting better with it. Don't get it twisted, y'all. But I love to see people being happy or satisfied because of the service I have given them, support that I have offered them, whether it's paid support or not. I just did a workshop, Branding Brilliance. That was a whole free workshop because it's aligned with my purpose of wanting to help women start and build their businesses. That is one of my purposes for us, the personal clarity and the entrepreneurial clarity. But just to be able to see people be able to be successful because of something that I might have said, a strategy, a tool, homework that I didn't gave them, you know what I'm saying? Like, to see that is so amazing. And I know it is with you too, you know what I'm saying? Because you have like had policies for people to be able to secure, wealth for their family and stuff like that. Cause that's really what you do. And y'all will have all her details will be in the podcast notes. So if you're wanting to reach out, we'll definitely tell you more about that too. But listen, she is saving lives, not only with the financial standpoint, but also on the holistic standpoint, right? With regards to like herbs and just all of that stuff. Like, you do all that shit, sis.
Exactly.
I love it.
It feels good, when I have a friend or a family member call me like, Lori, I need something. I've been having a stomach ache, or I've had this, my earache, or I feel like I've just been tired all the time. And so to be able to make something, I always believe too, I won't cook if I'm not in a good mood.
Hey, that
Because I do
part.
strongly believe in energy. And so I always make sure that everything that I do is with love, and, and a spiritual balance, and I feel like that has helped. Every time I give someone a tea, I get, oh wow, I feel so much better. And that's the part that makes me feel good, to know that, I'm not going to claim to be a doctor, but
Of course.
I believe in God's plants, and it's put on this earth for a reason. So.
Absolutely. And just being holistically healthy, mind, body, soul, spirit, it's necessary, y'all. It's super necessary. So with the good, we know that there's bad, right? Lessons. Share with us some spills that, you was like, why? We definitely want to know.
Yes. Definitely I would say some of the spills transitioning into entrepreneurship. I did have to, tap into my 401k and really had that kind of, help make ends meet during my transition. And also too, having to go back, considering going back into the workforce is a major spill, because once you become an entrepreneur, you don't want to go back into the 9 to 5 punching anybody's clock. So it's like you really got to up your game and your strategy when it comes to making your business and stuff work, because I did pick up a part-time job for a while.
Right.
And I realized that, the amount of time that I'm spending on, I calculated the hours to the amount of money that I was making. And I compared that to the amount of time that I could have been putting into my business. Said, you know what? It's time to really reconsider, how many hours did it take me to make this amount of money compared to how much it would have taken me to make whatever products, or we can do whatever on my, planning on, as far as with the businesses. And I realized that was a spill for me, because I did have to step back in there. I fell off for a little while. But I feel like with the reflection, I've gotten back on track, because now I know, hey, it's time that you got to get those other businesses bringing in or generating income if you really want to be the entrepreneur that if you don't want to go back into the workforce, you got to step up the game for yourself.
Absolutely. So. I think that is just amazing. That was so, first of all, I appreciate your transparency and your vulnerability in sharing that, because we don't talk about that. Nobody talks about having to possibly go back into the workforce when they're an entrepreneur. They're not going to tell you that. I have actually seen where a lot of entrepreneurs don't even tell y'all that they work is still in the corporate world, right? And just because you have a corporate job does not mean you are not on your entrepreneurial journey. A lot of people tend to want to stay in the workforce, but will have multiple streams as an entrepreneur. There's nothing wrong with that. So I love that she shared that, and like I said, we've had conversations outside of the camera, and I know how passionate you are about it, but I also know how logical you are too. You know what I'm saying? But did y'all hear that strategy that she just gave y'all? Talking about how she compared her hours to this and that. If you ain't listened to that, I'm gonna need you to go back and listen to that, okay? Because this is what the Woman's Hustle is all about: sharing our tips, tools, and strategies to help you become a better entrepreneur, or learn how to become a better entrepreneur, okay? I appreciate that, Lori, so much. If there was anything that you would want to share with the audience, as far as your journey now, some tips, words of encouragement, motivation, what would you share?
Definitely, reflect daily, keep your vision in front of you. If you know that you're passionate about something, don't give up. If you're around people that you feel should support you and they don't fully support you in the way that you hope and wish, then it's definitely time to step out and, like I said, be alone for a little while, be comfortable being alone for a little while, and then be okay with asking questions and seeking out help. Score Mentor is actually one of the things that really helped me.
Facts.
And just seeking questions, I have to give some shout out to, my mentors, because I think that had I not just really just been vulnerable enough to ask a question, I'm thinking like, well, what am I going to do? people are thinking
They're going to
she's
look
not
at me. Exactly. Why you don't know, right?
Yeah. And it's like, you know what? It's okay. There is no stupid questions. I tell people that all the time, even when I was teaching in, college level, I always tell people there's no stupid question. It's okay to ask a question. And that will take you a long way, not allowing fear to be that roadblock.
Yes.
And just being vulnerable is the biggest advice that I could give someone.
Oh my God, y'all. Stop being afraid to ask questions. If you knew everything when it came to your business, baby, you would be billionaire. You'd be on billionaire status right now. We don't know everything. I am almost 4 years in the game. And if y'all think for 1 second that I don't have a mentor, a coach, I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm investing in my growth. That's what it's about. So you need to figure out where your strengths at, your weaknesses, where what you don't like within your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, free game, y'all. Figure out what you don't like and enlist help in that area if you don't do anything else. Okay. It is all about the growth, the consistency, and the continual growth of building your business, building your side hustle, whatever you want to call it. But if you're wanting to build it, maybe you can't do it by yourself. And that's just the mandatory thing that you got to understand. SCORE is definitely a great thing. I'm going to also share that link in the podcast details too, because I have a SCORE mentor as well. So I ain't gonna tell y'all I don't, okay? Y'all gonna quit thinking that I ain't got that, okay? But listen, Lori, it has been amazing. I always love when we get together. I always love our conversations because they're growth-minded conversations.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's about. I appreciate you sharing your transparency, your thrills, your spills. Please let them know where they can find you.
Yes, you can find me on Facebook at Lori C. Watson, also at Vitality Wealth Solutions, LLC. And on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at LWVWS23.
Hey, and all those details will be in the notes. I appreciate you being here,
Thank
sis.
you so much.
Thank you for coming. You're welcome back anytime. Y'all know where y'all can find me at. If you have not subscribed to the Woman's Hustle, Thrills and Spills of Entrepreneurship, or the Upgraded Mindsets channel itself, make sure that you do that right now. Click that link so you can get the best of both worlds with Empowering Real Talk, as well as the Woman's Hustle and any other media that I'd be sharing on that channel, okay? I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Listen, grow your business, be consistent, but be okay with getting help. All right. I'll holler at y'all later. Till next time, baby.